Hi, I'm Faraz Khan from MyTrack Recruitment, and welcome to Season 3 of the Low Code podcast. Low Code is the future of software development, but what is low code without its developers? So this season, I will be speaking to all levels of developers across the globe who have taken the career choice of working with low code platforms. With this podcast, our aim is to help grow the low code developer community by inspiring others to follow the same path as our guests. There is a severe shortage of resources in this area, and we are looking to help bridge that gap by raising interest and awareness amongst developers to look at this exciting technology. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Code podcast. Today my guest is Negin Nafissi from the Netherlands. Hi Negin.
Hi, Paris.
How are you?
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for agreeing to take part. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
Yeah, can't complain. The sun's out,
Exactly.
We've had a lot of nice weather recently.
Like in our countries, we are lucky.
It's been very good.
Here.
It's been
I
very
agree.
good. It's been very good. So
Yeah.
thanks for agreeing to be part of the podcast. You're a senior OutSystems developer based in the Netherlands. It'd be good to start with just you giving a bit of background of yourself, telling us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm, as you said, let me, have a good voice. Yeah.
Yes.
As you said, I'm Negin Nafissi, 27 years old, and I'm working with OutSystems for the past 5 years. About me as a person, I'm really into people, like community people, and thinking with them and talking to them. I really like people. And next to that, I'm a developer. So I think it's a good combination because you don't see that much. I like the combination, to be honest. And I have a parrot, which is 1 year old.
Oh, cool.
Speaks a lot. So that's a fun fact about me.
That's not a very, normally people say I have a dog or a cat.
Exactly. But in my case, it was like, I need a pet, so I'm going for a parrot.
Nice, cool.
It's actually really difficult as well, comparing to dogs and cats, but it's fun at the same time.
Yeah, I could imagine. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Great. And so you're based in the Netherlands. You're not originally from Netherlands, correct?
I'm originally from Iran. 12 years ago, I came here with my mother and my sister, and I studied in the Netherlands. And at some point, I started my career.
Wow. And how did you find that? What was the kind of, the first kind of feeling of Netherlands when you moved over?
Oh, it was like different. It was really different. I mean, I had to get used to the culture, to the language, because it's really tough one to be honest.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I still make big mistakes nowadays after.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So it was hard, to be honest. But at some point, like Dutch people are really friendly. They're really open to new cultures and new people. So I felt like home really fast. And nowadays, I even can't say I'm Persian or I'm Dutch. It's like 50-50.
50-50, yeah.
Fair enough. So I had some struggles, but at some point I found my way, and I'm really happy at this moment.
Yeah, that's great.
Living in the Netherlands, and the weather.
The weather's good. Yes, definitely. Great. And obviously, you've been working with OutSystems. It'd be good to kind of know, what kind of pushed you in that direction. How you obviously ended up going into OutSystems.
So it's actually a fun story. Back in 2018, I followed study software engineering in the University of Leiden in Netherlands. And part of the study was like following an internship. So at that point, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Which internship? And I was looking for something with .NET. And I posted a LinkedIn post, which got really many reactions. And one of them was Omid Daroudi. He's a new director, new business in LinkedIn. And he was like, we have something called rapid application development, and the base code is in .NET. I was like, okay, it sounds good. It's .NET, so let's have a call. And at some point, I went to LinkedIn, and I was there, and they started to talk about OutSystems. And I was like, okay, I'm at LinkedIn. What is OutSystems?
Why is he not talking about .NET?
Exactly. And I was like, not really open to ask it. I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
I will search it afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
So I came back from the meeting and I was like searching it and I saw OutSystems. I was like, no, are
Mm.
you sure? You can just drag and drop and you have the
Yeah.
logic.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was an eye opener for me. So I was like, okay, I'm going for this. The local, the drag and drop logic, and I really liked it. So I started
Mm.
my internship there. And after that, I worked part-time. After that, I had the last internship, like
Yeah.
the final one. I
Yeah.
didn't make it as well. And I started my career as an OutSystems developer back in 2018, actually. So
Yeah.
that's how I came across OutSystems.
Wow, that's great. So like
Yeah,
it was lucky you did that LinkedIn post then.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, and with .NET,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Like you could have
Yeah.
maybe if you didn't do the post, you'd be a .NET developer today, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe I wouldn't be happy as I am right now
Yeah,
because,
sure.
yeah, I mean, I was always thinking about something like a low code, but I didn't know it
Mm.
exists.
Yeah.
So when I learned it, I was like, okay, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Not thinking
Mm.
about the semicolon,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
having a
Yeah.
mistake in your code. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And just going back, obviously, everybody knows it's there's a big shortage of females in software engineering. So what kind of pushed you in that, direction?
Exactly. That one was
Exactly that. Oh, good.
like
Okay, that's good. That's good.
everyone was like, "Are you going to do information? How
Yeah.
do you call it? Actually, information technology study,
Yeah.
and you're not technical. You don't know anything about it." I was
Yeah.
like, "Exactly. That's why I'm going to do it because it's a big challenge."
You need to prove a point. Yeah, yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So,
That's good.
and it was not easy, to be honest.
Mm.
In my study, we had like 96%
Wow.
men and just 4%
Wow.
women.
Yeah.
And female students left at the first
Oh,
year.
wow.
So I was there with just one other girl
Wow.
and we became best friends as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
So it was hard. It was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
hard
yeah.
to find our
That's
way.
good that you kind of had the determination to see it through. And
Yeah,
and now it's worked out for you, it's a good choice that you made, you're
I'm really
working
happy.
with a really good technology,
Exactly.
which is great. And I'm assuming also in the good thing when you were looking at OutSystems in 2018, it was quite established in the Netherlands.
That's right.
Like Netherlands is very big with OutSystems, isn't it?
It is. I think it's the second country.
Yeah,
Bulgaria
yeah,
the first, and Netherlands is
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
second.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's going really good here.
yeah,
And even at the studies, they are still introducing it, which is
yeah,
really good. So we can
yeah,
have more
yeah,
people working with this
yeah,
amazing
yeah,
platform.
yeah. And when you were doing your research, you said you're going to go home, do your research and things like
Yeah.
that. Other than the drag and drop, was there any other kind of features you saw that you thought, oh, yeah, this is like game changer. This is really good.
If you know technical features, yeah, there are many. But
Yeah,
what I really liked about OutSystems at the first point was the community and
yeah, yeah.
how people help each other. And
Mhm.
I even have a picture with the CEO, like Paul
Yeah,
Rosado.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was really nice. I was at ODC, the biggest event of
Yes, yeah,
OutSystems during my internship, and I saw people. Everyone was happy, friendly,
yeah,
help.
yeah,
I think that's the biggest power of OutSystems, to
yeah,
be
yeah,
honest, for me at least. And next to that, yeah, the low-code platform. Like
yeah.
it started with a development perspective and not only business. So you see in the platform itself that it takes care of the developer.
Mm.
Like the error handling that you have, not the error handling, but like, for example, the one-click publish, which checks your code and gives you feedback. So those features is I always have this example, like an automatic car and a manual
Yeah,
car.
yeah, yeah,
And our
yeah.
system is the automatic car. Like it
Yeah,
does the same for you. You go from
yeah.
A to B, but you don't have to take care about shifting the car, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
the
a good,
power
yeah,
of our
explanation.
system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good explanation. That one, I haven't heard that one before. Yeah, and what do you think? Kind of now, you've been obviously using it for 5 years. In the time you've used it, what do you think is some of a lot of people talk about reactive. Would you say are some of the key features that they've released that keep making them, one of the leaders in low code?
Yeah, it's like the reactive. I have to
Yeah,
say that as well, reactive and mobile, which was
yeah,
really game changing. But next to that, we have the project Neo, which is new.
yes, yes,
It's still not really adult
yeah,
project, but it's really like the perspective, the way we are going through
mm,
is amazing. It also shows that OutSystems is keeping updating the platform,
yeah,
going with the IT world, which is changing every day.
yeah,
So they're really fast with adapting, and I
yeah,
like that, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. That's good. And in regards to you've now finally decided to move on. Do you want to tell us a bit about that? Yeah,
Yeah, so like past 2 months, I
mm,
came across Roworks. Roworks is a consultancy company in the Netherlands, and they have a mission called Mission One, and they want to let Netherlands work faster and more efficient. So I was like, okay, that's really cool to have a mission like this and
mm,
going for it. I
yeah,
believe in that as well. And I was like, okay, but we miss out low code actually.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
let's start about the low code part because we
yeah,
know even Gardner is
yes,
saying that low code will be like
yeah,
60% of
yeah,
IT in the coming 2 years.
yeah,
So I was here and we started a conversation with like how can we implement low code into this company and
yeah,
going into that mission. And that's how I started here.
yeah,
And the planning will be that we will build up a unit, low code
yeah.
unit, and we will do it without systems. So yeah, I'm the first developer here.
Yeah, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's good to kind of, I think it's probably similar to your previous journey where you've joined something from the beginning and then hopefully it turns out, you can build your own team or whatever there as well,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is
And
really good.
it's nice to build up a team, and OutSystems is a great platform. I like selling it to developers as
Yeah,
because it was life changing for me.
yeah, yeah.
So I want to give that experience to other developers as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, cool,
Yeah.
cool. And just like you said, you graduated like at your university, there was you and one other female and loads of other people. When you kind of did your internship and things like that, I'm assuming you went back and told others about low code. What was their kind of reaction? Because I'm assuming a lot of them were probably .NET, Java, things like that.
Exactly. No, they were like, you are not coding, right? I was like, no. And they were like, yeah, but you're a software engineer. You have to code. I was like, no,
Yeah,
I found a
yeah,
better way, actually. This is the low code. And I can just think about the logic, security, performance, and all those things, but not worrying about the semicolons. So I have to be say the reactions are not really positive at the first.
yeah,
People don't know about it.
yeah,
Still,
sure.
if you tell people about low code, they are like, oh, so you don't need a developer anymore? You need a developer, no, a
Yeah, yeah,
developer.
yeah,
Yeah, it's another kind of. And yeah, what I really didn't like about the past actually is like that the Dutch universities didn't explain anything about low code. It's changing
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
But at that point, I didn't know about it and I
yeah,
had to explain everyone.
yeah, sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's where I think art systems are trying to really start from universities now and get the word. Like obviously in Portugal, because it's Portuguese, everybody knows. But I think even here in the UK, at universities is not very well known.
Yeah,
Even if I speak to a graduate who's done .NET, Java, Python, whatever, when we offer him like a low code role, he's like, oh, well, no, I want to code. I need to be coding, where
exactly.
I think that it needs to start more from the
Yeah.
university phase and be
Yeah, I
better
know that
known.
OutSystems has an education program
Yes,
since
yes.
2 years or 1 year, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
sure, which is really nice. Like the
yeah,
free license for the universities, you can
yeah,
implement there, and even certifications. So I see a really bright future for the universities
yeah, yeah.
if they are going to implement
Yeah,
OutSystems.
yeah, sure. And obviously you had that conversation at university about low code. When you decided to join Raw, you said to them, "What about low code out systems?" What was their reaction? Like, did they know about it before? Did you have to sell
Yeah,
it?
they're already thinking about it, and that's
Yeah,
why
okay,
they connected to me.
okay,
But they didn't know about OutSystems itself only.
okay,
They're
fine.
like
Yeah,
looking for a platform,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and of course, I mean, I'm
yeah,
a
yeah. You're
big
gonna
fan
promote
of
out systems,
OutSystems.
yeah.
like, okay, we can start with OutSystems. Let's start with them because I know the community, I know the platform. So you see that the knowledge in Dutch companies is getting better and better. They know about low-code, they know about OutSystems, especially the consultancies.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the governments, we can do our best to explain them, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So the plan is now to obviously build a team and things like that. And how do you find, like, obviously you worked at a previous company, when you're kind of pitching a project, low code versus traditional code, what do you think is the best kind of selling point for end clients for them to consider low code?
It depends on the use case. Like, still in some use cases, you would choose for hard code actually, because of many reasons. But when it comes to the business cases that we can do without systems, I think the selling point will be the rapid application development. Like how fast you can develop an application. Next to that, the developers are really near to the business. So you don't have the misunderstanding in between.
Sure.
Those are two biggest selling points of OutSystems and low code, to be honest.
And did you find, were you involved in any of those processes when or with a customer, or were you more kind of, you come in when the project's already won?
9 out of 10 times I was like, I came inside with the low code.
Okay, fine.
They already chose, for example, and that they were adopting between low code platforms, but not the low code and hard code.
It's interesting because I always think, and you probably don't know the answer either, but how Netherlands became kind of second largest OutSystems hub to Portugal. I don't know. Do you know, or do you think it's because of the presence of developers there?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the community in the Netherlands was also really close, and that's why they got into this position. I know, for example, we have many MVPs in the Netherlands.
There's
really,
a lot.
really good developers. One of them is Remco Negin, for example, Orla Dijking, for example. Those people just spread the platform. I think that's the biggest reason. And next to that, I don't know why the companies choose.
Yeah. I've always thought that, how come? Why is it? Like, it could have been any country. Why is it Netherlands as kind of the second?
Yeah, Dutch people just know what the platform means. I mean, it's an amazing one. It's awesome. We are awesome. So
And I think also a good thing about Netherlands is obviously because it's a nice place to live. A lot of people from Portugal have relocated to. There's a big Portuguese OutSystems community in Netherlands, which it probably helps, where there's less Portuguese people coming to cold, rainy London. So that could be a reason.
Exactly, it could be because Portuguese developers also help Netherlands to grow even faster. So it's the combination of things, I think.
And you were talking about the community, obviously, about OutSystems. Have you been involved much since joining OutSystems, working with OutSystems? What's been your kind of involvement in the community?
First of all, I get to know community at ODC back in 2018 in Portugal, and I was like, okay, that's really amazing. I want to do something in getting involved, and so I started last year to speak at.
You spoke last year, didn't you?
Last year I did it. This year I'm going to do it. I can't say it actually because the announcement will come really fast.
Sure.
This year I'm going to do it as well. We just started a new user group yesterday for Persian-speaking countries.
Oh, nice.
We didn't have that, so that's also I'm the organizer, and
it
just started yesterday, so
that's
the news
cool,
is not even on the link.
That's cool, that's really cool. That's really cool.
I
got some exclusive news.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. And is that something that you suggested?
Sorry?
Is that something that you suggested?
Because I know like 6 people in the Netherlands who are Persian speaking, but we didn't have a community or anything. And I was like, okay, I think we can make something. It's not the biggest, but what I also like about OutSystems is the diversity. you're all over the world.
Uh,
Everyone is
yeah,
involved.
yeah,
Everyone is getting uh, there without systems we can communicate. So I was like, okay, I think we need a new user
yeah, yeah. That's
for
cool. Yeah,
Persian speaking
yeah,
countries.
yeah,
And I know the people from the Netherlands, but
yeah,
I think with the time we will also find people all over the world.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you
I'm really,
know? Do you know if there's any kind of OutSystems people in Iran or not?
it's not even possible because of the political
Ah,
reason.
okay. Yeah, fine.
OutSystems is not used in Iran.
Yeah, okay.
But I know there are developers who living abroad Iran.
Abroad. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Oh, that's good. That's a really good thing to start, I think, to be part of, and especially if it's six and if you can grow it, looking
Exactly.
around the world, I'm sure you'll find people who speak Persian and work without systems. I think I might know someone.
Oh,
If I find them, I'll send them to you. But
let's add them to the group.
yeah, I'm sure there's one person I know because
Oh,
it's
amazing.
it's very rare you speak to someone and they say I speak Persian. So I think I remember.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's amazing.
I'll try and find them for you. I'll
That's
try and
good.
find them for
Thank
you. Yeah.
you.
And what's the plan for that? Just kind of meet regularly, discuss things regularly.
I think we are going to do it virtually because, as
Yeah.
I told you, it's like all over the
Mm,
world.
mm.
My goal will be, for now, to make speakers out of this community,
Nice. Yeah.
this user group. Like, I want that. That's actually my personal goal
Mm,
to have training sessions in
mm.
order to speak in other user groups.
Yeah. Good.
So, yeah.
And is your goal also to kind of get other, Persian speaking software engineers, not OutSystems, to kind of join the group and consider, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
OutSystems.
also one of the goals to
Mm.
let people know about this platform because
Yeah,
so many people looking for something
yeah,
fun
yeah,
to do and
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't know about OutSystems. So that's
yeah.
also one of the goals. The other one is to share knowledge, technical
Mm,
knowledge. So yeah.
mm. That's good. I think that's a really good thing to be part of. So I look forward to seeing the post on LinkedIn about that.
Yes,
So that's
next
good.
week.
Next week, all right, cool.
Yes.
I'll look out for it. And one thing I like to kind of ask all our guests, and you briefly mentioned before, for the kind of low code haters, what's your kind of message to those people? Because we come across it all the time,
Yeah.
and it's always best to kind of get an answer from a developer.
Yeah, I think the hate actually comes from the lack of knowledge.
Yeah,
If they get to know this platform, they will see by themselves that it's not what they think at the
yeah,
first time. I think that that's the biggest reason. And as I said, it's really an amazing platform, and it's not because I'm a fan of
working with
our
it. Yeah, yeah,
system.
sure,
It
yeah,
really changed my life, and it's more than only developing. It's also the soft skills that you need, being near to the business,
yeah,
fun stuff. It's all of that.
yeah.
And yeah, I think the knowledge.
Yeah, the main, yeah, yeah. And I think also, what you touched on was a good thing is about old, like the old school thinking of developers is just a person sitting in the corner writing code, not really talking to the business, not having a personality, you know what I mean? Like just a
Exactly.
robot, where I think it's the modern day kind of low code developer is very in touch with the other side, knows what's going on,
Yeah,
it's kind of an overall more of an kind of, full rounded full
exactly.
stack kind of business developer.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
as I told you, I started as a shy girl, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here
yeah.
right now. I'm even not at the half of it, but
Mm,
actually, I started as a shy girl, and I'm here.
yeah, yeah,
So what I see nowadays also in the market is like the coding you can learn it, but the
mm.
personality you are not going to
No,
change.
no, no. Yeah, that's yeah,
So I see still more people and companies going for the skills like the soft,
yeah, yeah,
we call it essential
yeah,
skills
yeah,
actually, more than the technical skills because you can
yeah,
learn it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, us being a recruiter, I can tell you globally when we speak to a customer, so every time we have a role with a customer, we have a briefing call with the manager, and the most important thing is will they fit the culture? Do they, what's their soft skills like? The other stuff, we don't doubt they can do it. If they've been doing it for 2, 3 years, they'll probably be fine. But
Exactly.
have they got the other skills? Have they got the
Yeah.
other skills? And that is a real kind of big thing, I think, now, where yeah, I've found, when we speak to sometimes very senior developers who are very old school, very good at technical answers,
Yeah.
but maybe not good at other kind of questions.
Also changing. I think
Yeah,
humor
yeah.
is changing. And okay, I can imagine if you're
Mm.
good in technique and it worked like 30 years for you,
Yeah, yeah,
you don't want to change it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But it doesn't work like that in
yeah,
IT.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Not nowadays. It's
yeah, yeah,
changing in a second, actually.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
how far can you
yeah, yeah,
keep your
yeah,
technical knowledge like
yeah,
these, and I
yeah,
close it for you?
yeah.
That's getting more difficult. And next to that, it's also about the drive that you have,
Mm.
as I told you. And if there are still haters, please send them to me. I will talk
Yeah,
to them, and they
yeah.
can become out
Yeah,
systems.
cool. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. That's a good one. And then I think also, like, especially now with things being remote, if you haven't got the soft skills, you're gonna, if you're on calls like this, you can't just sit there quiet. It's gonna be pretty obvious.
It
Where if
is.
you're in an office, it can be kind of drowned out and not
Yeah.
really noticed. So no,
Yeah, I like the customer satisfaction.
yeah, yeah,
We forget about it sometimes,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it starts with the developers.
yeah.
If you have the drive, if you have the soft skills, the business, the person who is coming from business will also trust you more. Will also
Mm,
be more like, okay, I can give it to you, and I'm sure it will be okay.
yeah, yeah.
So that's why I think it's getting more important every day.
Yeah. And I think also, like, from my experience, obviously we've been doing this podcast for 2 years now. And every time I speak to OutSystems developers, there's just a excitement, like that you can tell, like, obviously we also do hiring for .NET and Java and things like that. And I don't get that same excitement when I'm talking, even when, like, not on the podcast, but if I'm talking to someone about an OutSystems job, you can just feel they're excited for the job. Where if
That's
I speak to a .NET guy, it's very, like, boring, just like, yeah,
I
I just
can.
want to, I just want a new experience. That's it, like, it's very,
That's right.
and nothing against that, but I just think
No.
whenever I'm speaking to people who are out systems, they genuinely love the platform. They love
Yeah.
everything about it. Obviously, the community plays a very big part.
It's,
They're constantly, doing things to
yeah.
enhance the developer experience, and from swag to everything. You know what I mean? Like the conference, things like that. Trying to get people
Even
to,
the goodies that I
yeah,
have
yeah,
for our
exactly,
systems,
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
really like I'm crazy about those goodies.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I don't have
yeah,
it with me today. I really feel sorry, but it's amazing.
yeah, yeah.
And next to that, I think it's, as you said, the
Mm,
community. But we are lucky developers because
mm.
we are happy and excited
Yeah,
because we don't
yeah,
have to worry about semicolon again.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's
yeah,
we don't have to code. That's why we are
yeah,
happy. We drag and
yeah.
drop things.
You don't have any stress. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Like you think of something and out of the box, you have it on the forge
yeah,
of our
yeah,
systems. That's
yeah,
amazing, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
That's
not
why we are.
having nightmares about lines of code.
Exactly. We are just
Uh,
living a happy life.
yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great. And
Yeah.
yeah, going back to, obviously you'll be speaking this year again, you said. I guess that's a good opportunity also. The timing for that is also good to talk about. You'll be obviously at the same time promoting Raw, which is,
Yes.
I think that will kind of help get their name out in the market, which is probably
Exactly.
a good thing for you. And one thing we like to ask everybody is kind of, you've done 5 years now, you've just started a new challenge. What's your kind of future aspirations, personally, professionally? What's your kind of goal, going forward? If you have anything, that you've thought of that I'd like to be there one day.
Yeah. I want to keep developing myself as a developer, as a technical person. But next to that, my ambition will go for a lead, like
Yeah,
a team lead
yeah,
of happy people.
yeah, yeah.
I told you, I'm really into people, and
Mm,
I want to build up something, a team actually, who is happy, who is
yeah,
doing their work every day with a lot of energy. So that's my ambition and
yeah,
goal, to go over there. And I think it's going to happen because, as I see, Roblox is really colleagues are helpful, are fun. There is a mission, there is a vision.
Yeah.
And next to that, I'm here as well. So I'm going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
actually where I want to be in the future. And I'm not going to
Yeah.
say 1 year, 3 years, or 5 years.
Yeah, sure. That's your
Yeah.
goal, yeah. And that's great. And I think, it's good that you've got a company that's obviously willing to support you in doing that. And you're the first hire, so I'm sure they're going to allow you to kind of hire a team that you think is the right happy team, So,
Exactly.
so that's great. Well, it was great to speak to you. I think it's always good to kind of listen to people's different stories. It's great to hear about, obviously, get the exclusive on the Persian group as well.
Yeah.
So thank you for agreeing to taking part. And it'd be
So,
good to maybe catch up again in the future, see how things are going, maybe one day I'll do face-to-face podcasts. Who
why
knows,
not?
So let's see.
We will
So
see. First, thank you so much for inviting me. I like these kind of
yes,
opportunities because I think with this opportunity, we can also let people know there is a platform called OutSystems where you
yeah,
can work
yeah.
happily. So thank you for your time.
No problem. No, and that's the reason why we started the podcast, because we're talking to non-low code developers all the time. We thought the best way to promote it is talk to people who have done it. And for example, your story, you were looking for .NET jobs and
Yeah.
you saw this and you were convinced, and a lot of people, the good thing about your story is you had the interview and then you went back and did your own research, where other people just think, oh, low code, no, I'm not going to even bother looking at it. And I think the right thing you said is, it's the knowledge. The most people, the haters, are the ones who don't really know about it, don't really give it a chance. And if they did give it a chance, if you think about it, the market is booming. Us being a recruiter, the demand for OutSystems developers is huge. So it's definitely, if you're not thinking about it, you're going to be left behind at some point.
Exactly,
Yeah. So
exactly. I agree with you.
yeah. So
I
yeah,
hope you'll
thank
reach
you.
even more people who
Yeah.
are getting excited after these conversations.
Exactly. So thank you for taking the time, and I look forward to speaking again.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to the latest episode of the Low Code Podcast, hosted by iTrack Recruitment, global leader in low code recruitment. Be sure to subscribe and see you next time.